coalition now seeming to break down, and they are blaming everybody but themselves for what is befalling them or is about to befall them. I'm talking about the ADC, Bimbo. And Senator David Mark is here saying ADC won't surrender to tyranny. I think Senator Mark should rephrase. He should have said that ADC will not surrender to the selfishness, greed, and self-centeredness of its own leaders. That's what he should have said. And there are riders. Mr. Oluyole, former governor of Osun State, is saying renewed hope is calm. The 2027 election, says Atiku, and Nigeria heading to disaster with huge debt, says Peter Obi. And Rotimi Amechi, former Rivers State governor, says ADC needs viable candidate to defeat Tinubu. Well, that's for me the most sensible thing any of them have said in a long time. They should be shopping for a viable candidate instead of fighting themselves. Everybody wants to be president. Court orders parties to maintain status quo in state chairman's suits. Okay, let's see. National chairman of the Opposition Africa Democratic Congress, ADC, Senator David Mark, on Tuesday said the party will not surrender to attempts being made to silence the voice of the people and destroy democracy in the country. Oh, really? This was the same man a long time ago, Bimbo, when he was a military governor. I think in Niger State, when he said a sergeant in the Nigerian army is better than a Nigerian university graduate. More intelligent, more resourceful. Those were his exact words, I remember. Now, this same man enjoyed the dividends of democracy. And the infighting that made them to leave the PDP, they carried that same infighting into the ADC. The same set of people. How did they expect that before they left the PDP? I think they should all have come together to agree, okay, we are going to this particular party, let's agree on what we are going to do when we get there. They thought things would just fall in place.
They met some people on ground, some politicians on ground. That was what and they wanted to take over the structure of that party.
They actually took over, but after taking over, what next?
What happened?
So they had no plan. And they had no plan for them. So if it's indeed about democracy and the love of Nigerians, they would have had a plan, Bimbo.
Yes.
It's not about fighting over who gets what. It would have been about Nigerians. So it's the same old story. The difference between them and APC and PDP, like I always say, the difference between 6 and half a dozen.
Yes. Just a slim margin.
It means there's no difference, Bimbo. Not even that slim margin you're talking about. Now, Senator Mark was speaking at the 8th National Convention of the ADC held at Rainbow Event Center, Abuja. Mark said since the beginning of the current journey, the ADC had faced many challenges and hurdles, as well as fierce and unprecedented betrayal. He noted that recent developments involving the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, have raised fundamental questions about the process that govern our democracy. Well, they went ahead to hold that convention despite the advice from INEC.
Yes. Now, the faction of the ADC, led by Nofi Bala, he has dismissed the faction had dismissed the Abuja convention, stating that their own bloc would hold a separate convention after the Supreme Court's judgment. And you can recall that on April 1, INEC announced the delisting of key ADC figures, including David Mark and Aregbesola, from its official register. And the commission explained that the action was taken in compliance with a court order directing it to preserve the status quo pending the final determination of the case at the trial court. And the party has faced a prolonged leadership crisis since 2025, when Mark's group formed a new National Working Committee, which was contested by other factions within the ADC.
Senator Mark again is saying that forces that feared what a united ADC represents came for us. Through the courts, through institutions, through bureaucratic obstruction, they sought to stop this convention from happening. They removed our names from official portals. They denied us preferred venues. They deployed every instrument available to them to ensure that you the delegates, the members, the owners of this party would never gather, but we are here. That's quoting Senator Mark. And if you are saying that well, virtually every agency of government was deployed against you or is against you, well, I think there is a problem with that. I have a problem with that. Every agency, virtually every agency of government that matters in this procedure cannot possibly be against you unless there's something wrong with you yourself. So I think Senator Mark, and I believe he knows, he should look more inwards when seeking whom to blame for the woes of his new party.
You're still talking politics, and now PDP, now the People's Democratic Party. You know all the travails that the PDP, the People's Democratic Party, had gone through for some, I think, years or months now, when some politicians, some leaders, some of political office holders were leaving the PDP and, you know, joining the APC. And forming other parties, you know, and joining other parties too. Now, there had been imbroglios, conventions, different conventions. There had been factions. The Seyi Makinde faction, the David Mark faction, and you remember that they had the G5 then when they did a coalition to tackle some other factions in the PDP. Now things went wrong somewhere, at some point. It became the PDP faction of Seyi Makinde, our governor, and that of Wike. They had different conventions. It got to the court. The court overruled that of the faction of the Governor Seyi Makinde-led faction of the PDP, and they recognized that of Wike. Now it is in front of the Supreme Court now. The Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court has fixed April 22 for the hearing of the appeal arising from the protracted leadership crisis rocking the opposition People's Democratic Party. In the proceedings on Tuesday, a 5-member panel of the Apex Court, led by Justice Mohammed Garba, granted accelerated hearing in the matters and issued strict timeliness for the filing and exchange of processes. And present at the court were Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde, factional national chairman Taminu Turaki, SAN National Secretary Taufik Arapaja, among other party figures. And Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed was, however, absent, as the governor is reportedly planning his defection to another party to meet the Independent National Electoral Commission deadline.
Okay, I'm not going to be definitive here, and I'm not going to be sound certain about anything, and I'm not going to make any clear prediction. My prediction here is going to be cloudy as to. But what I do know is that there is only one way that Supreme Court government would go come April 22 that would surprise Nigerians. There is only a particular way that it could go that would come as a shock to Nigerians. The way that many Nigerians are thinking it would go is not going to come as a surprise.
Yes.
But if it goes in a particular way, it will come as a shock and a surprise to many. But let's wait and see what their lordships are going to decide regarding leadership crisis within the PDP. Here in Oyo State, there are rumbles in the politics of Oyo State involving political juggernauts, and also the revered monarch, the Oluyole, has also been mentioned.
Yes, we had the rumors, I think 2 days ago, but it was disputed by the government arm.
The state government. It started with rumors of a plan to unseat the Oluyole and to dethrone the Oluyole, and that was denied by the Commissioner for Information, Prince Dotun Oyelade.
Yes.
Now, we got more details as to the issues that led to these rumors and denials and counter denials, and what we began to hear was that a plot was orchestrated to remove Governor Seyi Makinde from office, to get some lawmakers to go, a sizable number of lawmakers to go into the APC, enough to be able to impeach Governor Seyi Makinde, and that money exchanged hands. Well, the rumors became very strong, but then that again is being denied here. It says Oluyole Ajimobi, talking about Mrs. Florence Ajimobi, former First Lady, now ambassador, Nigeria's ambassador designate to Australia. Now, it's Oluyole Ajimobi others deny plot to impeach Governor Seyi Makinde, and the Oyo speaker, well, he was particularly very prominent in the center of that storm. Yes. He was accused of very serious allegations made against him, and well, he has denied in an official statement yesterday. He said no money exchange hands in impeachment plot, says Oyo speaker. He said it was actually some elements, powerful elements, actually tried to induce him to sway in to move against the Governor Seyi Makinde, but he said he turned down the offers. He described the offers as juicy, but he said he actually turned it down.
Yes, that is a kind of a civilian coup plot.
Well, he said there was nothing like that. And coming from the Olubadon, Oba Rashidi Ladoja, he says Olubadon fame should not be dragged into dirty politics. And Mrs. Florence Ajimobi says, I did not convene, participate in any such meeting. And stop peddling rumors. Ex-Oyo speaker warns Ogundoyin, Right Honorable Adebo Ogundoyin is the speaker of the Oyo State House of Assembly. And well, let's take some excerpts from the story. The Olubadon of Ibadan land, Oba Rashidi Ladoja, Speaker of the Oyo State House of Assembly, Honorable Debo Ogundoyin, and wife of late Governor Abiola Ajimobi, Ambassador Florence Ajimobi, have denied plans to cause the impeachment of incumbent Governor Makinde by the State Assembly. Other individuals, including Shola, the son of the Olubadon, who confirmed to have facilitated a meeting of the Speaker with the monarch, as well as other principal officers of the Assembly, also denied the impeachment move against Governor Makinde. They made the clarification in separate statements on Tuesday in Ibadan against the backdrop of claims about a plot by some members of the Assembly in collaboration with some highly placed individuals to initiate the constitutional process of removing the governor from office. Oba Ladoja, in a statement made by his media aide Adiola Oloko, warned against dragging the throne into dirty politics, stressing that there was no altar of truth in the so-called plots.
Now, Tola, something is bothering me here. The allegations and the impeachment plot claims, they have put some one former Ekiti State governor in the scene. They faulted the former governor of Ekiti State, Mr. Ayodele Fayose, on the reported plot, and the Nation reports that Fayose on his ex-handle wrote that Governor Makinde is plotting to remove Ladoja as Olubadon of Ibadan land. Please, I don't know, with due respect, is Governor Fayose an indigene of Oyo State? Or, yes, an indigene of Oyo State, or an Ibadan man?
Well, assuming for a moment that maybe perhaps these rumors are true, let's for a second assume it's true. Now, you would understand that Oyo State is very central in the politics of Nigeria. We are approaching 2027, and the government at the center is interested in Oyo State. They are interested in who becomes the governor. They are also interested in votes coming from Oyo State for whoever is going to be the next president of the country, and whether the incumbent gets a second term or not. So, in these intrigues, in these processes, ex-Governor Fayose indeed becomes a major stakeholder. He has been very close to Aso Rock in recent days. He has been hobnobbing with Mr. President, and we are told that this so-called plot, this allegation, is all about like I said, swaying members of the Assembly to be on the side of the ruling party, and because Governor Seyi Makinde has not been compromising, and at least from what we are seeing, is not ready to abandon the boat of the PDP, despite the fact that a lot of people think that boat is sinking. So if it's going to be a problem, why not remove him? That is what, supposing that the stories we are hearing are true. But then I think we should be able to take the words of the people involved. These are people of integrity. These are respected Nigerians. They have denied it. They have said there is no such thing.
Yes.
So I think we should be able to take their word for it.
Yes. And also the media aid has stopped. That is the media aid to Oba Ladoja Adeola Oloko. He described the statement credited to Fayose as unfounded and baseless. And he noted that there was no rift whatsoever between Governor Makinde and Oba Ladoja to warrant such moves. And Fayose himself, former governor of Ekiti State, however, assured Oba Ladoja that people besides Ibadan indigenous residents and entire Oyo State are behind the revered stool and will not allow it to be dragged down by anyone, irrespective of status. That was his thinking, and he urged Governor Makinde to tread softly. I don't understand what he meant by that. He's still trying to make a point there, which the state government had debunked, and the office of the media in the Olubadan Palace too has also debunked. I think Fayose was in to pay his solidarity visit to Olubadan in his residence yesterday.
Well, meanwhile, Shola, Prince, the son of Oba Ladoja, said he has clarified the circumstances surrounding the Oyo Speaker's visit to his father. He explained that while the meeting had political undertones, it was not connected to any impeachment plot, financial inducement, or opposition party agenda. Addressing the controversy generated by his earlier comments, Shola said, "My recent tweet was deleted because I realized a lot of people thought I meant a payment receipt. No, I meant receipt of our conversations. Yes, the visit was political, but there was nothing like impeachment discussions, no APC agenda, and no money involved." Okay, this has something to do with semantics here. If you say a receipt, people, what comes to mind is money. It should have said a log. I'd rather have said a log of their conversation, and not a receipt. So I guess people misconstrued what he was trying to say. He said this was political, but there was something like impeachment discussions, no APC agenda, and no money involved. Well, the speaker himself also said that he went to intimate the Olubadan of his governorship ambition, and nothing wrong with him wanting to become governor. And also, Honorable Supon Babalola, the lawmaker representing Egbeda State constituency in the State Assembly, dismissed reports linking him to secret meetings aimed at impeaching the governor, describing them as baseless and the work of mischief makers. He rejected claims that lawmakers were offered sums ranging from 250 million naira to 1 billion naira, insisting that such inducements could not override the will of the people. The people of Oyo State spoke clearly. When they elected Governor Seyi Makinde, no amount of money can subvert that mandate, he said. That's quoting Honorable Sokomi, and also the Chief Whip, Honorable Gbenga Oyikola, and Deputy Speaker Honorable Abiodun Ahmed Fadi denied any involvement in destabilization efforts, with the Chief Whip stating that he was neither invited to nor aware of any such plans.
Well, that has explained the situation enough now.
Before we leave that, somebody seems to be insisting here that there is no smoke without fire. And the former speaker of the Oyo State House of Assembly, Adeolu Adeleke, well, he has called on the current speaker, Debo Godoyin, to cease peddling rumors and provide the public with the identities of those allegedly plotting to impeach Governor Seyi Makinde. Well, they said there was no such plot.
Yes.
Now, Adeleke, citing his experience in handling high-state counter-impeachment processes, raised the following demands. He says Ogundoye must clarify his comments involving the Olubadan Oba Rashidi Ladoja and Chief Mrs. Florence Ajimobi. The speaker must identify the persons who attempted to compromise him with cash, and the speaker must disclose who he met with in Lagos regarding the supposed impeachment. But the speaker did acknowledge the fact that so in the statement yesterday that some people tried to induce him, but he said he turned it down.
Well, so much for that. Now, there's this, what Nigerians, politicians too, should have imbibed as a way of life in the past, but it was not working too well then. The chairman of the House of Representatives ad hoc Committee on Security Challenges in Plateau State and beyond, Wale Ahmed, has said Nigerians must institutionalize dialogue as a way of life to have enduring peace. And Ahmed also said the 10th House of Representatives, under the leadership of Speaker Tajuddin Abbas, was ready to do what lawmaking demands. And say, where gaps exist in our laws, we will close them. Where policies need backing, we will legislate. Where communities need protection, we will empower. We will enact and strengthen laws that sustain peace in Plateau, not just today, but for generations, he said. Well, I think he's talking about security here. Security. Man, he said they're talking about institutionalizing dialogue as a way of life.
Dialogue with whom? With killers?
With killers,
unrepentant killers.
Yes.
But well, so we'll come back to the matter of insecurity, and then you mentioned that huge sums of money spent on arms, yet amid worsening insecurity. Remember that incident, that ugly incident during the Jonathan era. When billions were appropriated, were supposed to be meant for the purchase of arms, and later it was discovered that those billions actually went into private pockets and for political campaign purposes, and right under the nose of former President Goodluck Jonathan. Much of what went on, he did not know, he was not aware that money meant for arms were never used to procure arms.
Yes. And just a few details of that. The federal government spent no fewer than 74.96 billion naira on arms, ammunition, and military equipment between 2003 and 2005. Data from GovSpend, a civic tech platform tracking public expenditure obtained by the Punch, was shown. As shown, a breakdown of the figures showed that spending peaked in 2024 at 40.84 billion naira, up from 33.30 billion naira in 2023, before dropping sharply to 819.46 million in 2025 based on the entries captured. This indicates a 7.54 billion naira increase, or about 22.6% between 2023 and 2024, with 2004 accounting for over half of the total expenditure. And yes, an analysis of the 2023 data showed that the Ministry of Defense and the Armed Forces dominated spending during the year. Yes, we will come back to details of that, and after we take this commercial break.
It's Choco time. Dano Choco is here with a taste you love. Just open the door and enjoy the chocolatey ride. Dano Choco 3-in-1. Ooh, taste it, love it. Dano Choco 3-in-1. Ooh, I love it.
Introducing the new Dano Choco 3-in-1. It's tasty, creamy, and satisfying. Taste it, love it.
Hello Ibadan! Finally, the MTN Camp Season 4 is here. Be there live as we discover the next generation of Nigerian athletic superstars at the Lekon Salami Stadium at Damasinga. Come with your friends and family for an amazing week of exciting track and field action from the 14th to the 17th of April 2026. Visit mtnchamps.com for more information.
Hello Ìbàdàn, ìdíje MTN Champs ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kẹrin rẹ̀ ti balẹ̀ gùdẹ̀. Ẹ wá fojú lóúnjẹ bí a ó ṣe máa ṣàwárí àwọn ẹ̀bùn tuntun orí ọ̀dàn nínú eré sísá, ìfòfífò àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ ní pápá ìṣeré Lẹ́kan Sàlámì Àdámàsìgbà Ìbàdàn láàrin ọjọ́ 14 sí ọjọ́ 17 oṣù kẹrin ọdún yìí. Lèrúkọ àfi máa ta lálá, ẹbí, ọ̀rẹ́ àti ojúlùmọ̀ ẹ má gbẹ̀yìn o. Ẹ lọ sórí mtnchamps.com fún àlàyé kíkún.
Unstoppable you, fueling your vitality the whole day through. Embrace each challenge with renewed might. With Super Ultra Performance takes flight.
With 20 essential vitamins, minerals, and nutrients, one Supermalt multivitamin after breakfast every day keeps you going.
Unstoppable you.
All right, we're back, and it's good to know you are still there. It's still conversation on Oluyole 98.5 FM.
Now, Tola still talking about that 70, what now? And the breakdown of talking about procurement of arms and ammunition between the year 2023 and 2025 or so. And still, we are still, experiencing bad situation of insecurity in several parts of the country. And well, that was one of the reasons United States President Donald Trump prodded the Nigerian government. Not that it is just happening. Insecurity has been on for a long time and nothing has been done about it.
So well, in summing it up, I also think that the federal government should look within the ranks of the political elite and the military top brass for answers as to why so much is being spent on arms and very little is being achieved. I mean, at least we are yet to have some major satisfactory progress in the war against insecurity. The federal government has defended the Air Force, insisting a Borno airstrike was precision operation. We know the federal government have done their investigations, and what they can see is that it was indeed a precision operation. But I wonder if that was the report submitted on the desk of Mr. President or whoever is in charge of such investigation, or maybe there was no such investigation in the first place. I think that should have been the purview of the DSS or the National Intelligence Agency to see what actually happened in Borno. The federal government has defended the Nigeria Air Force over the April 11 airstrike in Borno State, insisting that the operation was a precision intelligence-led mission targeting terrorist elements in a known insurgent enclave. In a statement issued on Tuesday by the Minister of Information and Orientation, Mohammed Idris, the government said the strike carried out under Operation Adinkai was directed at confirmed terrorist positions in the GD axis of Gubbio local government area, an area long identified as a major corridor for Boko Haram and ISWAP activities. According to the government, the operation followed weeks of sustained intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance, which established that the GD axis, locally referred to as Kasu Dulaye, the terrorist market, served as a hub for terrorist logistics, including the collection of levies, procurement of supplies, and coordination of attacks. So that's the submission from the federal government.
Yes, and there are various stories of crimes and criminality here in the Punch newspapers. An AK-47 rifle linked to abducted Rivers vigilante leader, I think, had been recovered by the police, and suspected cultists beat Lagos monarch's son to death. And also 6 Kogi students in police net over campus assault. Gunmen, that is in Benue State again, gunmen killed 2 in Benue community attack. And also, in the meantime, Governor Alia, yes, the Benue State Governor Alia has ordered security agents to flush out bandits from the state. This was part of a comprehensive operation aimed at dismantling identified camps within forests across various parts of the state, and the governor took the action in response to recent attacks on several communities, which resulted in significant loss of lives. I think the man was attacked within the purview of a forest forest community. Yes.
I've also seen someone here, a vigilante killed in bandits attack at a Bauchi Game Reserve.
Yes.
And like I always say, this is something that often makes me very sad regarding what has become of games reserves across the country, places that should have been major revenue for the country.
Yes.
Talking about tourism and wildlife research.
Yes.
Now, I keep mentioning that channel on cable TV. It's called Nat Geo Wild, where you see people from all over the world coming to do research, coming to unravel all sorts of things about the animal kingdom But what have we done with our own wildlife reserves? Bandits have taken over. In Bauchi, that particular game reserve in Bauchi, I think there's one called
Yankari Games Reserve.
I don't know if Wawa, I don't know if that is also in Bauchi. I remember in those good old days, you go to those places and then peacefully you can traverse the length and breadth of that game reserve and watch the wildlife. But now, if you try it, you are game yourself for the bandits.
For the bandits, yes.
So sadly, that is what has become of our reserve. That is what has become of our nation, and what has become of us as a people.
Imagine just Kenya, like you mentioned the other time, Kenya.
So and the president
they are making their money.
The president was beating his chest, saying that maybe he wanted to mention another country. Now, El Rufai granted bail to remain in ICPC custody for bail fulfillments. The travels of Nasru El Rufai, ex-governor of Kaduna State. A federal high court sitting in Kaduna has granted bail to a former governor of Kaduna State, Nasru El Rufai, subject to the fulfillment of 200 million naira bond with two sureties. The court, presided over by Justice Rowan Aikawa, ordered that the defendants remain in the custody of the ICPC until all bail conditions are met. Speaking to journalists after the court session, El Rufai's son, Bello, disclosed that the conditions include the provision of a 200 million naira bond with two sureties in like sum. According to him, the sureties must include a recognized traditional ruler and the federal civil servants not below grade level 15. He further stated that the conditions also require the submission of landed property documents, the deposit of international passports with the court, and a restriction preventing the former governor from making public comments related to the case. Additionally, El Rufai is expected to make himself available for all court proceedings. The conditions are many, close to 10 or more, but we hope to fulfill them. Bello said, well, what I do know, and let me say what I do know, what many Nigerians, including myself, assume is that the monetary part of it is not going to be a problem for ex-governor El Rufai. It's going to be a walkover for him.
Yes.
Well, the other conditions, well, I don't know, but then money is not going to be his problem.
Yes. Let's see what happens in the nearest future. Now, talking about the Middle East now. Middle East crisis, global oil supply will dip by 1.5 million barrels per day. Well, world oil supply will shrink this year as the war in the Middle East disrupts exports, while demand will also contract. The International Energy Agency, IEA, said yesterday, reversing earlier forecast for growth as what it calls the largest oil supply shock in history since prices soaring. The flow of crude oil, refined fuels, and natural gas liquids through Hormuz was just 3.8 million barrels per day in early April, down from more than 20 million barrels per day in February, before the US and Israel launched their initial strikes on Iran. And well, yesterday oil prices dropped below the $100 mark it has been for a while, with the Brent crude trading at $94.95 per barrel and the West Texas Intermediate trading at $91.76 per barrel. And the outlook from the Paris-based agency, which advises industrialized countries, indicates how profoundly the conflict has reshaped the oil market, stripping away previous expectations of a sizable surplus in 2026. Oil prices have surged, with cargoes changing hands near record high of $150 per barrel, pressuring consumers and prompting governments to introduce fuel-saving measures.
Well, so much for the Middle East tensions and its impact on the rest of the world.
Talking about the fuel-saving measures, are you talking about maybe the CNG or what now? Or other measures? For Nigeria, when the CNG was introduced, it was supposed to have a palliative measure on the high cost of petrol, but the CNG gas, that is the compressed natural gas, is even more expensive now.
Those that are supposed to follow up on the CNG intervention are supposed to encourage it failed to do so. The governors are virtually not interested.
Yes.
From what I'm seeing. So unfortunately, it could not serve as a much desired alternative. Why? Well, I do not know. Let's open the phone lines. My number is 070-5555-1985. It's your turn, and welcome your contributions on the program this morning. Can just okay, you have our first caller here.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Alex Nwere.
How are you, Mr. Nwere?
Now, there's very much in the impeachment. The speaker should not be doing about the money. That is not about truth. Because if you don't do what me, I will allow me to remove you. That's where they're going. The speaker must tell us who offered the money. What is the that they are not putting with them? Now I'm going to kill again. Nigeria customers. They have done it again. Somalia. Last time we're making noise, I hope I'm doing not let them in political. What is happening at Somalia? What is going on? What can I do? Let's take the challenges. I'm making equipment. Billions spent. They are not different. All is just corruption. When they bring the money, they share the money. They mention they want them. That's the matter. On this matter, nothing but the truth. I will cut injunction to fight you. Nothing but the truth. On this Supreme Court, can any good thing come out of it? I do nothing. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Nwere, for your thoughts this morning. 070-5555-1985. That's the number to call.
And the program is still conversation on Oluyole FM 98.5 right here in the city of Ibadan. Yes, expect more calls there. And
the finance minister is saying that no country can develop with an inefficient tax system. Oh, that's actually coming from President Tinubu, and it was at the inauguration of the Nigeria Revenue Service Head Office in Abuja. And well, the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, is saying here that insecurity will stop after election. So
that is quite revealing.
Why is he so sure? Oh, I wonder. So it means he knows something that I know. He has this penchant for controversial statements. So he might know something that Nigerians don't know as to why he's so sure. And we have to wait until after elections for the killings to stop. Why not now? Why after the elections?
We have been contemplating, we have been thinking that it is because of the coming elections that all these security matters are coming up. You understand? We have been thinking about that. We have been saying it on this program and other programs too, that it is because of the upcoming elections that we are witnessing
giving a dog a birthday to hang it.
Yes.
Well, actually, I'm seeing something here. It says President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, accused the opposition parties of fueling bombings in the country in a bid to destroy the government of President Tinubu. Well, whether that is true or not, well, as a politician, he's saying what he's supposed to be saying as a politician.
Yes, the number is still 070-5555-1985.
All right, still coming from the business pages this morning. NGS Group attracting investors seeking firms to finance partner.
Yes, we have a call here.
Okay, there's a call.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Tola.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you so much. Good to have you, sir. Okay, good to have you, comrade.
The person that said after election, the killings will stop. He has just hit the nail on the head. all these claims being orchestrated by the so-called northern elite who have the penchant for holding on to power by means of crook or by means of any means available. They just want power to remain within their domain just because of a useless plan that can never work. Planning to use to overrun this country. Which is impossible. That's the reality. And it's impossible. The same process you use for Jonathan, you are using it in the age of self-realization. Who will succumb to that? So, apart you have just said it. See, this killing is just political.
Oh, so sorry. That's from your end. But then, you must also understand that elements and individuals that are not from northern Nigeria have also been mentioned as possible financiers of terrorism and insecurity in this country. I think it actually cuts across. We are talking about the enemies of Nigeria, much more than any pro-religious agenda that we may think is unfolding here, and it's much more about self. Yes, they could have the garb of religion. People could be hiding under the garb of religion to perpetrate these things, but you must agree with me that in the long run, it's still about selfish interest, either political or not. And political interest on the part of those fueling insecurity does cut across the ethnic nationalities. That is very true. So I don't think we should blame the northern elite alone for what is happening in our country. It actually cuts across. There are even people from southwest Nigeria whom the DSS have been alleged. But then, of course, we know our system. The government always seems to be foot dragging, and it's always seems very reluctant to move against these elements, regardless of where they are from. It's only when their political interest is threatened that is when they will actually make a move.
So the program is still Conversation on Oluyole FM 070-5555-1985 and 080-5500-9850. Conversation is the program.
Well,
Tola, we haven't heard from Mr. John for a long time. Maybe it's because anyway. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello. Oh.
Hello, good morning.
Please do well to call us back. We can't hear you. 30% shipping charges hike won't destabilize the economy. NSC, that's Nigeria Shippers Council, tells importers and exporters. That's as the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission confirms 630.9 billion revenue generation by discos in Q4 of 2025.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello.
Ekaaro. Adara fún yín o.
Àmín.
Ògo yín ò ní wọ́ mi o.
Àmín.
Ọlọ́run yóò sì bá wa tún orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ṣe.
Àmín.
Arákùnrin tó sọ pé lẹ́yìn election kò gbá ní pé àbárò lẹ́ẹ̀mejì kò kúkú parọ́ torí wọ́n mọ tí wọ́n ń ṣe. Wọ́n kà mọ́ fẹ́ dẹ orílẹ̀-èdè rú nípa ìfẹ́ tara wọn, ìfẹ́ inú ara wọn. Nítorí tí wọ́n ó jẹ tí ò jẹ́ kí wọ́n gbọ́n ìní a fi ń fa ogun lọ́tún lósì tá a bá wọ àwọn apá òkè ọ̀hún á rí i pé èrè wọn gan nìyẹn torí wọn ò fẹ́ ká dárú kù lọ́dọ̀ wọn. Wọ́n sì fẹ́ mọ da gbogbo ẹ̀rú pé nígbà tá a bá kúkú da gbogbo ẹ̀rú yóò sọ ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè pé ní apá bí àwọn ò ní gbé alágbára kan dìde ju òkè ọ̀hún lọ. Òní gbogbo tí wọ́n ṣe ṣùgbọ́n ó yí Ọlọ́run ju gbogbo wọn lọ ó sì yé mi wípé lágbára Ọlọ́run ó kúkú ṣe ètò tó dá fún orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà káàpọ̀ lọ́wọ́ ogun ojú òní tí wà ẹ ṣe kú ṣẹ́ o
orúkọ yín àti ìpè tó sọ̀rọ̀ mọ́.
Ọládèjì lórúkọ mi látàyé góró.
Ok, ẹ ṣe àdúgbò Well, he was also hitting the nail on the
head. Yes.
He also agrees that Senator Akpabio hit the nail on the head.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Bimbo. Good morning, Mr. Sola.
Good morning. Good morning, sir.
You are talking about the money spent on arms at 2023 and 2025. 2023 to 2025, the amount of money spent on arms. I think that amount is too small if we are a serious nation. Really mean that if you look at the budget of countries who are superior in arms, you'll find, for example, the United States government spent about $300 billion annually on arms. Despite the fact they have one already, they still spend for manufacturing, for upgrading, for training, and all that. 300 billion yearly, over 300 billion. So 34 billion naira shouldn't. But I think they are spending on it, but maybe the figure is wrong or something like that. The 24 billion naira is not no money. And you said something about money spent by what's the name of this guy, Sambu Dasuki, and all that money meant for us. You see, it was the opposition that done all this, and today we still believe all this nonsense. That money was not meant for him. That money was meant for campaign. But when they approached the minister, Coach Oluyole, he told them, I cannot issue any money to you. Go and write a letter on what you want to use the money for. So that was when they came out with the idea they want to buy arms. That's why they wrote arms and this and all that. They want to buy arms and all that. That was how arms came into play. So, because if they paying another minister, you would have released the money to them. But Dr. Oluyole told them, I'm not releasing any money to you. Go and write a letter on something you want to use the money for. So they now approach the president, and it's okay, let us buy arms. So they now, that money was never meant for arms, it was meant for campaign, to share among themselves. So when the trial now came, and they called the minister of Oluyole, he brought the letter and the signature of defense minister and all that, and NSA. This is what they said they want to buy, and that's the reason why I released the money. So that's that. And Mohamed Buhari too spent some money on arms too, which we did not see this, because people keep saying something. They said the arms that we used to use in this country, especially the soldiers who left the war, they said they are arms bought by Shagari since before. So how you are not upgrading, that's what I don't know. So thank you.
Thank
you very much.
Also, no, 55551985.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I can be advised from you.
Good to have you, sir.
I appreciate it, sir. Concerning the opposition parties, I've come to one realization that we are yet to have a viable opposition parties in Nigeria. Look at the constitution of these people calling themselves opposition parties. I'm not here trying to denigrate anybody, but if you look at their personality critically, you have to see that. Look at David Mark. I have some people from Benue State in my office, in Bowen University then. They do not sing good song of him at all. They said he's not contributing anything concerning development in the fact, and he's been a senator for 4 or 5 times. Are we going to talk about Aregbesola, Baba Tiri, Baba Afusa? So who are those people constituting opposition? So as he quit out, he can't do to jail and one of them quit the one is so wrong. I'm not blaming them, but we are yet to have a very formidable opposition party in Nigeria. Good morning. God bless you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
There's one last call here.
070-5555-1985.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, I'm Adimola from Badu.
Good to have you, Mr. Demola.
On this Balakaja, actually marketing and others. So he said they want to impeach him, the governor, Makedia. So, and it is not a fact, because some people are not aware of it. So, to remove governor because he's doing well. And the law, to be obeyed. Working together to develop should be important to our leaders. And they should not remove people outside the law.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Demola from Ibadan. You made your point. Check your time is 7:30, and we have to go. Been an interesting time on conversation, and we will be back same time tomorrow morning, God willing. My name is Tona Teriba.
And my name is Bimbo Akonde. Thank you very much for listening. Enjoy your day.
Hello Ibadan. Finally, the MTN Champ Season 4 is here. Be there live as we discover the next generation of Nigerian athletic superstars at the Lekon Salami Stadium at Damasinga. Come with your friends and family for an amazing week of exciting track and field action from the 14th to the 17th of April 2026. Visit mtnchamps.com for more information.
Hello